Our simple argument is very simple argument which a common person or layman can understand, and that is our beloved, our Habib, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He took an oath. He said that son of Maryam, son of Mary, he will descend amongst you. Now, no one can deny one thing, nobody can deny one thing, that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is not, na'uzubillah, son of Maryam. So, if somebody is really, you can say, interested to know the truth, this bit is enough. And if we want to add one thing on the top of that, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has said, he has given us a principle. He said that when somebody takes an oath, that thing cannot be diverted to another meaning, no ta'wil. You cannot give it an other meanings, and you cannot create an exception. And then he himself says, if you, despite an oath, if you still do the ta'wil, i.e., it diverts from a different meaning, or you create an exception, then there's no point to take an oath. This is not me telling you, this is Mirza Ghulam Qadiani telling us. Now, this bit, that when oath is taken, that thing will be taken literally, number one. And we know for sure that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has definitely taken an oath and telling us and teaching us that Isa ibn Maryam, son of Maryam, he will descend amongst you. So that is one angle in which the case is very simple, short, and understandable for a layman. From another angle, because obviously Mirza Ghulam Qadiani tried to enter from two angles, from the side of Mahdi, from the side of Isa ibn Maryam. So this door is closed. He cannot enter from side of Isa ibn Maryam because of the oath. Or he has to tell us, or his Jamaat has to tell us, that when he was telling us that principle about the oath, he was not truthful. Or show us something which can prove that he later on changed his point of view with regard to the usul of oath. And there's none. Now, the second door he could open, or he did open, was the door of Mahdi. But guess what? As he closed the door of Isa ibn Maryam for himself, likewise he closed the door of Mahdi for himself. What did he say? He said, without exception, there's not a single hadith about Mahdi which can be trusted. Now, you tell us, my dear common Ahmadis, please you tell us, what is the rocket science in all of that? He is telling us there's not a single hadith regarding Mahdi which can be trusted. After that, if he would claim to be a Mahdi, why should we trust him? Isn't that simple? Now, the door of Isa ibn Maryam is closed, not by us, he himself closed that door. The door of Mahdi is closed, not by us, he himself closed that door. Now you all may be thinking, that who was he then? Who was he? Now the point is this. Again, and this is the reason why the Qadiani clerics, they avoid the books of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, because they know it's a quagmire for them. They cannot defend. I give you one example. On this particular subject, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said, if Quran has not named me Isa ibn Maryam, I am a liar. Now, who can deny that Quran definitely did not, look, please pay attention. He said, name me. He did not say the qualities. No, he said, if Quran has, agar Quran ne mera naam Ibn Maryam nahi rakha, to main jhootha hoon. This is quote and quote what he said. He said that if Quran has not declared me son of Maryam, I'm a liar. Now, who doesn't know this simple fact that Quran definitely did not name Ibn Maryam to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani? So what else you want us to present? You want more? Let me give you more. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that after Messiah will make his claim of Messiahship. Listen very carefully. After Messiah will make his claim of Messiahship, his da'wah, his period will be 40 years. And in this case, he was actually using a hadith. There are two ahadiths. One says 45 years, one says 40 years. He used both of them, but in this case, he used the one with the 40. He wants to go with a lower number just to be on the safe side. Anyhow, he said 40 years. Now, please tell us that did he complete his 40 years? Because he made his claim of messiahship in 1891. If you want to go that when did he took his bay'ah, his allegiance, 1889. If you want to go by when he claimed that I have been appointed, 1880. When he claimed a mujaddid, a reviver. So no matter which claim you want to claim, you want to take his claim of a reviver, a mujaddid, a mulham, a God spoken, you want to take his claim of Mahdi, Messiah, you name it. In none of these cases, you can complete 40 years. For example, even if you want to go by 1880, from 1880 to 1908, 27 plus years. So he is telling us, and by the way, one interesting thing, Abu Shaib Bhai, he closed this door as well, by the way. In 1892, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that right now I have completed 10 years of my dawah. When did he say this? In 1892. Now, this particular quote does not leave any room for us that how he wants us to calculate the years. Because when he said that he will complete 40 years, at the same time, in the same quote, he said that in 1892, I have completed 10 years, i.e., he was counting his years from 1882. So, if you go by that, it's 25 years. You want more? Let me give you more. The Ghulam Qadiani said, because he was using a hadith. Now, this is not our subject right now, hadith is authentic or not, because he used that, it was authentic for him. He said that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has informed us that when Messiah will come, he will get married and he will have children. Now, then he himself gave us the interpretation. He said that from this marriage, it is my marriage between myself and Muhammadi Begum. Because he said that if it was only just a marriage, it's a normal thing. There's nothing special about that. He said it has to be something special. And then he himself gave us interpretation that this is the marriage between myself and Muhammadi Begum, and the children will be from this marriage. Did he marry Muhammadi Begum? Definitely not. Now he's telling us that this is the sign of the Messiah from the Hadith. And then he interpreted this sign with his marriage with Muhammadi Begum. Now, before somebody tried to say, oh, you know what, the problem is that, if a prophet can make a mistake of interpretation, let me close this door, not by myself, by Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. He said that yes, a prophet can make a mistake in interpretation. It's not me saying, I am quoting Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. He said that a prophet can make a mistake in interpretation, but a prophet cannot die on that mistake. Now, my question is, when he associated this marriage, this sign of marriage of Messiah, when he interpreted this with Muhammadi Begum, did he ever change this position? Or he died on this? If he died on this, he's not a prophet. Because he said a prophet cannot die on a mistake. So, look, brothers and sisters, obviously, I mentioned all of that. And those of you who are watching, everything has been presented with references. And inshallah, if anybody will join us and challenge us on any of these statements I made, I will either give you a proof or I will apologize. There's nothing around, like, beating around the bush. There's no point to that. If as a human being, if I am wrong, I will apologize. If as a human being, 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 I will apologize. If I was mistaken, I will say, okay, brother, I made a mistake here. Let's move on. And or I will give you the reference. Now, I just gave you these some of the points which are undercutting defeat for his claims. Why the undercutting defeats? Because these are his own principles, such as 40 years of dawah. He said it's a sign. Marriage with Muhammadi Begum, he said it's a sign. Likewise, there's no authentic hadith about Mahdi. He said